add myself here. Hi, Elle. How are you? Love it that you're here for this. Love that. Um, Let me remove my picture. I don't know if you can see this picture up here, but it's me on the duck phone at the Jersey Shore house. They give tours. Well, they used to. I don't know if they still do. But let me just take this down because I want to talk to you guys. And see if I can just do regular. All right. I hope I don't scare you with this. Woo! Okay. I hope I didn't scare anybody with the up close. Okay. So, I saw that Elle made a GoFundMe for Bubbly Waters. And I'm like one of these people that I'm not able to keep my mind on one thing, and it's so hard. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder what's going on. And then it kind of skipped my mind, if I'm honest. And then Elle, you tagged me in this. And so what brought my mind back to it, what brought my attention back to it was Tommy. Tommy Jude did a live and he went over the GoFundMe. And I thought, wow, I really need to highlight this and I'm going to donate. And I just wanted to say thank you to Elle for creating it. And, you know, I don't know about you all, but the way that the world is right now, it seems sort of cruel, A lot of people are more isolated since COVID. The financial strains on people are losing their houses. I mean, there are a lot of people that are losing their homes, right? And if you turn on mainstream, which, we all joke about mainstream, I don't know what's real and what's not, but I do believe that there's a lot of poverty on the rise in this country in particular. And so to be grateful for what you have, obviously, is great. But if you're like me, you sometimes want to do something, to help people. You might want to donate or something like that. But you don't want to donate to a cause that you don't know who it's helping or what percentage is going where and that sort of thing. And so it's hard sometimes to find where you might want to donate your hard-earned money to help someone out when you truly want to. I am guilty of just handing people money on the street. I mean, when someone begs for money from me in front of me, even if they look like they may be addicted to some substance, it's not out of fear, but out of being, I guess, just raised in a Christian way, like if someone asks for help and you can give it to them. So if I have a couple dollars in my pocket, I'll end up giving it to the person. And then people always say, they're just going to spend it on. And I'm like, look, what they do with it is up to them. Maybe, who knows? But they asked, I had it, I gave it to them, And so the point I'm trying to make is I know where the money's going in that moment. I get to choose it. And so for this GoFundMe, we have someone in our own community. Okay. We have somebody who has been on this case like a tick on a dog from the beginning. Okay. I mean, we've all watched her videos and, she's received some, I guess some bullies and things like this. We all have. When you're on a public platform like this, you're just open for, the public to eat you up. And, Bubbly has never, she doesn't have a mean bone in her body. She's never attacked anyone else. She's just kind of been on the defensive. And we all have different histories, so we have different tolerances for what we can take. The fact that if someone bullies me online, I don't give a fuck. They can go fuck themselves. It doesn't mean that everyone can have that attitude. Everybody has a history. Everybody has their traumas, so I don't judge anybody. The point I'm trying to make is Bubbly has been great from the beginning and her heart is in the right place. She cares about the victims and she needs our help. And so if you're part of this community, even if you send $5, it's going to help her to get a place to live that's safe. A lot of people in this community have been homeless. One of my best friends, one of my very best friends, who is now very successful business owner, but he lived in his car. He lived in his car for a while. And a lot of people have. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually the society that we live in that should be ashamed of the fact that we allow people to live in their cars or even on the street. We are the ones who should be ashamed that we allow people to be in these positions. Okay. So the person in that position is really just struggling to survive. And if you think about the psychology of it, like Maslow's pyramid, it's a psychology of needs in order to reach your full potential, your highest potential. And at the base, there are just like basic needs that people need in order to even survive. And one of those is, you know, a place that you call home, that you feel safe in, right? And then food, obviously, food and water, but shelter is like the first thing, right? And so if you don't have that shelter, it strips you of your dignity and your humanity. And I really think that we can all, you know, like I said, I'm pitching in, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, but even if it's $5 or $10, and that's why I'm talking about this for Bubbly. And I pray that she doesn't get embarrassed by this, because no one should be embarrassed by the fact that there's some position they're in life where they need some help. And like I said, the people who should be embarrassed are the ones who have means to help and aren't willing to just, you know, give a few dollars. Because God forbid, you don't know who's going to be in that position tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. Any of us could be there. If you're like me, you've been in dire straits and you've been in places that you wish you never were, and you thank God you aren't anymore. So that's what this was about. This is my tribute to Bubbly. So let me just bring up the GoFundMe and look at the comments for a second here. You were Snooki for Halloween. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You know what's funny about the Snooki thing is they did an episode on was it South Park of Jersey Shore, and Snooki was like this monster. She was clearly the Snooki monster from Jersey Shore, but my daughter at the time was terrified of it. Thank Tommy. And I would hope if I needed, someone would be kind and do the same. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, thank you. Thank you, Elle, for doing this. You know, I mean, I think, um, you know, when people step up and do stuff like that, it's really a big deal. It's important. And I thank you for doing it. I think it's awesome. So that was that. Now let me just see. Actually, Elle, since you're here, then would you mind providing the link in the comment section here? Because then I'm going to post it up here and just kind of go through it. That would be great. And then as promised, they have Outcast. I shouted out at Outcast, but I think it was Outcast the singer and not Outcast, our beloved true crime aficionado, but I meant Outcast 420, which I love. That's his actual tag. So anyway, I was watching him, and he had on this woman who is a grand intuitive, and she develops these things from her ancestors. She gets these gifts. She does tarot, she does numerology, she does all sorts of different things, right? And so basically this woman, you know, she does all kinds of things. Not Idaho4 is just one of the things that she happened to do recently, because so many people are begging her to do this. Well, she had done some tarot readings and they were interesting, but I'm going to pull up her TikTok. I want to watch it a little bit. Oh no, you can't, that's weird. That's weird. Okay. All right. That's fine, Elle. Don't worry about it. Let me find it. Hold on. What I want to do is, while I search for the link so that we can go over it, because I will go over it before I end this, but I want to bring up what this woman, the grand intuitive, revealed. So I hope I'm able to share this here. And I hope that she takes this as a sign of respect that I'm sharing this. I'm not making fun of her or criticizing her or anything. I respect people who have gifts that they're able to access, because I think all of us do. And I think we're just unable to access them. So I'm not saying that what she's saying is true or false, but I am saying she's worth listening to and I respect her opinion. So, and I also thought if Bubbly watches this, she can let me know who all these people are, because I did investigate some of these people that the Grand Intuitive discusses. So let's see if I can share this, guys. And then I'm going to look for the link. Oh, no, I don't think this is sharing.
Go try to see her myself.
Whoops.
I can't place the time period that we were in. We watched two TikToks. One TikTok was of a girl named Cassidy Payne,
Okay, let me
and
start
she
this
did a
over,
song
guys.
called Dangerous. The other one was these Montana men or some shit.
Okay, I'm going to start this over. All right, here we go. Not sure. I hope you guys can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
It's been a very crazy night. Okay, so I threw myself into a trance because it's the 8-8 portal. All portals are open. You guys had some questions about Kaylee Goncalves, and I decided to just go try to see her myself. I can't place the time period that we were in. We watched two TikToks. One TikTok was of a girl named Cassidy Payne, and she did a song.
Can you guys hear this? I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. I'm really hoping that you can. Let me see. Can you all hear this? I'll turn it back on. I'm just making sure you guys can hear it because it sounds like so low on my end. All right, I'm going to play it. Hopefully you can hear it.
Called Dangerous. The other one was these Montana men or some shit.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Al. And yes, it's low, right? I'm sorry, Lollipop. So I turned on the caption so that you can hear, they decipher what she's saying. So hopefully that's helpful. And then obviously you should go check her out on TikTok. I'm not trying to steal her content. I'm simply showing you what she said because I think it's really interesting. Basically, so far she said that it's on the 8-8 portal, she threw herself into a trance because of her ancestors. She's able to do this. She's able to access certain information. And when she did, and her questions that she wanted answered were this Idaho4 thing, because it's really been bothering her because, a lot of her followers have been asking about it. And she does all kinds of readings for all kinds of things, not just Idaho4. And I found her because I was watching at Outcast 420, who I shouted out in the comments, but I have to add the 420. Anyway, long story short, she now mentions that there's a woman named Cassidy Payne, and she's saying that in this trance, she was speaking with Kaylee Gonzalez, and Kaylee was in the time frame of where Cassidy Payne, she goes on to discuss this woman, Cassidy Payne, who I think is actually Cassidy Wasden, is the plug. She said Cassidy Wasden is the plug. Cassidy has a brother who's named Blake. The attorney general is her father. Cassidy went to some Idaho college where she got some degree where she can do pills, and she wrote a bunch of prescriptions and she was selling them, and somehow if you sold 10, you would get 400. She describes all of this information she gets in a trance from Kaylee Gonzalez. Okay. Is it true? I have no idea. But this woman has gifts, and this is what she's saying to be true. And she doesn't even fuck with the Idaho 4 situation. She doesn't know any of these people, and the names she's throwing out, she's like, you guys can check me, I just got out of the trance, blah blah blah. So it's up to your own discernment how much credit, how much value, I shouldn't say how much credit, how much value you want to place in this woman's information. But me, like I said, I value intuitives, I believe in the spiritual realm. That's the type of thing I believe in. And so these types of people, I never, I don't discard their opinions. When I find out, maybe they're charlatans or something, I just move on. I don't even fuck with them, because that's just bad energy. But many times I will give them the benefit of the doubt, especially if they seem authentic. And she seems very authentic. I'm sorry. I don't think she really gives a fuck about what she's saying. She's just saying it. So let her talk some more. And I'm sorry it's low.
They did a song called One Number Away. I need to know what time period that was really popular on TikTok, because that was the time period that we were in. She actually said that she thought she knew one of the guys in that video. She thought that she knew him, either his name was Ethan or Isaac, or she knew him through somebody named Ethan or Isaac. I don't know, it's a little blurry, but fuck all that. What she had to say is much more important. She said that we are looking at Idaho 4 all wrong, because Idaho 4 is kind of like the ending of a situation that still continues to this day. I'm not the type of bitch to ever get up on here and say, for entertainment purposes or allegedly, that's not the type of shit that I use, because when I deal with my ancestors, I know what it is that I know. But I was in a trance. So I'm not sure about these names. But I did go Google one person's name. This I literally got out of this trance at 9:10. So it's 9:17 right now. I've never recorded this fast, bitch. Okay? Here's what she said. This shit is, again, allegedly for entertainment purposes, but you don't even have to believe this. I don't care. But if you know me and you know my reputation, you know, number one, I'm not going to get up on here and say somebody's name or imply something that I don't wholeheartedly believe is true. Plus, I didn't even know who these people were before I got into the trance. And now I know a shit ton.
You guys are so awesome. I love you guys. I'm a professional over here, right? Like I'm talking and like what the fuck? I'm not you can't hear me. Yes, I love this lady too. Tell it to Al, right? She's like, I don't give a shit. Okay, y'all. Like, I'm just telling you like it is. She does not care. And that's why I love this lady. Okay. That's why I'm telling you, I think what she's saying is important. Am I saying she's even saying, look, I'm not telling you I'm just telling you what I heard. I'm just telling you what I heard in the trance from my ancestors. Okay. I don't see, she seems to me, she's authentic as hell. She's not acting. She don't need to act and whatever. So I know you do, Elle, you do, girlfriend. When you have your gift and you recognize it, you just accept it. You also have to accept that people are always going to hate. People are always going to hate and call you dumb, crazy, flaky, whatever. No, 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 no. They just don't understand. And that's what you have to accept when you're willing to share your gifts. You have to accept people will attack you. And the higher and the better you get at whatever you're doing, the more haters are going to hate on you. So before you attempt anything at being any successful or thank you, Brooke. I'm sorry. It's because I'm outside and I'm using a shitty mic. And you guys are awesome for being here. Um, you guys are so awesome for being here. But what I'm trying to say is you accept who you are, own your own gifts, okay? Own them and accept that the brighter your star shines, the more people are going to come, right? Good and bad. And there's going to be haters. And just protect yourself and understand haters going to hate. Haters going to hate. All that means is you're doing good. That's all I think. I don't give a shit about haters. And you think this woman does? Next time you feel that way, say, what would the grand intuitive do? What would Beyonce do? Well, maybe not Beyonce anymore, but you know.
So, what I want you guys to do is fact check Kaylee Goncalves. I want you to help me fact check the information that I believe I got from Kaylee Goncalves. Before we even get started, I just want to say all this shit is alleged, but it's got to be true. Here's what she said. She said that all of this started with a girl named Cassidy. Cassidy also went to one of these Idaho schools, or a lot of this story has to do with crossing the border. So it could be the border into Washington, the border into Montana. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of crossing borders in this. So it all started with a girl named Cassidy, who I believe goes to an Idaho school, or she graduated. She said she said all this started with a girl named Cassidy, who graduated from what I believe to be some sort of Idaho University. This would have had to have been before her because she was already a graduate when she was at this school. So when Kaylee was at the school, this girl Cassidy may have already graduated or was like senior class or something. I don't really know, but there's
Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I know you guys are like ride or die. I'm serious. You guys, this chat is ride or die. Honestly, I love you people. Um, so I'm not going to go through her whole thing because it's like I don't want your ears to start bleeding over this shit. Okay. I don't want your ears to start bleeding over this shit. And you can literally go to TikTok to her and I'm going to tell you what her thing is before I get off here and listen to her. Okay. So, I think that, you should go give her a listen. And like I said, this woman is not like grifting off the Idaho 4. She's done other readings on it throughout, the history of the case, but she does all kinds of readings, all kinds of stuff, and it's based on what people ask her to do. And so you can watch the other stuff she did, but this one was particularly interesting to me. Yeah, you should definitely give her a follow. She's on YouTube too. I followed her on YouTube, but she doesn't do a lot, right? Yeah, you can feel it, right, Al? Yeah, you can feel it. When she does tarot, it's sick too. She does great tarot readings and stuff. So anyway, check the rest of the video out. She says, hey, y'all, fact check me. So, fact check her, right? I started looking into some of this. Some of it matched with what she said. Some of it was off a little bit. But like when people do this, if you ever deal with psychics or intuitives, there's always going to be, it's not going to be 100% exact, but there's enough there. There's a Blake, there's a Cassidy, there's an Attorney General Wasden. There was fraud. Remember in the beginning, thanks to Bubbly Waters in the very, very beginning, right? If you guys follow her, if you don't mind just saying post woke and Outcast 420 also, both, he's the one who highlighted her initially. So, I have not, and you know what? I keep meaning to check this out. I keep meaning to check her out. I keep having to check. I'll check her out. But yeah, she talks because they had in the beginning, if you remember, Bubbly Waters is the one who was sharing all of the information about the nightly, arrests and things like that. And remember, there was identity theft going on in the area. And this woman brings up that these pills and these prescriptions that they're selling, they're fentanyl pills and all this other shit. She says that that has to do with identity theft. And then she even brings up the woman that Kaylee saw at Walmart. Apparently that woman's identity was stolen. There's a whole thing. She goes into it and it's fascinating. So give her a follow. I thought we should bring this out. Again, Outcast 420, you should give him a follow too if you don't. He was in my chat a little while ago. I don't know, a couple of days ago, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to follow you. So I thought that was cool. I follow him. And that's where I saw this woman to begin with. Okay. And then Bubbly. So let me just put up Bubbly's link here. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I can find Bubbly's link. I'll let her play before I post it.
There's an age difference. Like this girl Cassidy is older than Kate. Okay. This girl Cassidy has a brother named Blake. Okay, stay with me. This girl Cassidy writes a lot of prescriptions. So she's out of school. So this would have been somebody that's already out of school, but maybe she graduated from there. And I don't know. I have no idea. This is just the information I could retain. This girl Cassidy, she graduated from the school. She writes a lot of prescriptions. She writes the prescriptions for cops and college kids. Cops and college kids. But it's supposed to stay interim. It's supposed to stay like right there. You know what I mean? She also told me that she was killed by Brian, but not that Brian, because that Brian doesn't know Cassidy. But the other Brian knows Cassidy. There's another Brian who's a.
Okay. Okay. I found it. All right. Sorry. Oh, Tax. Hey, girl. I'm just happy people are listening to me. Okay. So if you fall asleep to me, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm definitely going to check it out. Okay. So I know I do tarot too. I read tarot for my friends. And it's funny because when I do the tarot, I still have to look up the meanings. Even though I've been doing them for a couple years, but I always draw the best cards. That's why people always ask me, because even though I have to look up the meanings and then I tell them, I give the best. The cards are always right. It's crazy. But anyway, let me go to this GoFundMe. Okay. Because this is what I wanted to do before I got off of here. And it says, let's help Bubbly find a place for her and Kitty to call home. Wait, let me just confirm that I'm not doing that. Okay. Give support. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Let's help Bubbly get a place to call home. And Elle, our lovely Elle, L tells y'all in the chat, thank you, has organized this with Bubbly herself, even though I'm sure Bubbly said, please don't. She says, I'm reaching out with so much love, and I love this, the way you wrote this too. Such a great writer, L. Hi, everyone. Wait a minute. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me right now? Yes, L, by the way, tarot scares me too. It scares me. Sometimes people ask me, and I'm like, I really don't want to do it right now. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't. But anyway, all right, good. You can hear me. All right, I'm going to go back to the page. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm reaching out with so much love and hope in my heart for someone many of us have come to adore and care about deeply. Bubbly, also known as Bubbly Waters on YouTube. If you know Bubbly, you know she radiates kindness, warmth, and realness. Her spirit is bright, even in the darkest of times, and she's been through more than most of us can imagine. What many may not know is that she's been living in her car for months, possibly even a year now. I did not know that. Okay. Despite this incredibly hard situation, she's continued to show up online and share love and light with her community. Now it's time we show up for her. Getting into a stable, safe place to live is harder than ever these days, especially when you're trying to do it all alone. First, last, and deposit can add up to 3 times the monthly rent, and that's before you even turn on lights or bring in a bed. Bubbly needs help covering these upfront costs so she can finally get off the streets into a space of peace, safety, and healing. Absolutely. Amen, Al. This GoFundMe is set up with Bubbly as the direct beneficiary, so every penny you donate will go straight to her and into rebuilding the foundation of her life. If you can't donate, sharing this means everything. Let's lift up someone who's lifted so many of us with her heart and honesty. Thank you for showing love to a beautiful soul who deserves so much more than a car to sleep in. Let's help Bubbly get the fresh start she's been fighting for. Thanks in advance. Love and light to all. Amazing. And she's gotten some donations here. You know, they're doing okay, but you know, we need to pitch in more. And like I said, I'm going to be pitching in after this. But you know, so far she's got a goal of 11,000, got 44.63 raised. Wow, somebody gave a $700 donation, top anonymous. Love that. But anyway, guys, look, even if it's $5, $10, this stuff adds up. It adds up, guys. Oh, oh. Aw, don't make me cry, girl. Don't make me cry. It's not good. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. See, that's what's so nice about this right here, about this funding. Let me just stop this here. Let me remove that. And let me go up here. And you guys probably can't see me anymore because, you know, I'm outside. And here, let me just do this. Hey, guys, I'm still here. Ooh, it's spooky. All right, here, listen though, for real. I'm going to get going, but this is what I want to say, okay, before I go. All right, I'm going to put the links in the description for Outcast 420, for Grand Intuitive, and for Bubbly Waters. And tell it to Elle too. She's a creator here, and if you're not following her, you should be. I just assume people are, but you know what? You should be following Tell It to Elle if you're not. What I'm trying to say though is $5, guys. $5, $10. It's not a lot. Maybe it's a cup of coffee. It's actually less than a cup of coffee. But if everybody donated that, I mean, think about how many people follow Bubbly, right? And enjoy her content, right? You know, if every one of her donators just gave her, you know, donated the $10 or whatever it is, guys, whatever it is, you know where it's going directly to help her get a home or a space for her and her kitty cat. We know where it's going, every penny of it, right? Every penny of it. It's hard to do that, right? I told you guys, I'm a sap. I give it to people in the street when they ask if I have cash in my pocket. Not because I'm afraid, but because, like, genuinely, if you have the balls to ask me for money, I'm here to help you. I'm going to give it to you because I know when I needed help, I asked for it. There's no shame in it. Like I said, the shame is on the people who have that are not trying to help. So Elle brought this to our attention. God bless her. And Tommy Jude brought it back up and really shined a light on it for me and made me pay more attention. Thank you, Tommy. I should have noticed more when Elle sent it. I'm sorry. Just being honest, guys. But just saying, like, let's all just like pitch in just a little bit, guys, just a little bit. Let's get Bubbly and Kitty a safe place to stay. This is a person we all know, a good person, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to sign out. Love you all for being here. Love you for hanging with me despite my limited technical skills. And that's it, boo-boos. That's it. Hearts in the chat for Bubbly. Yes, we can, Tax. That's what I'm talking about. It's about community, guys. It's about community, right? Everybody wants to change the world. It starts with yourself, making yourself the best you can be, responsible and not harming others, and then helping the people that you love, helping the people that you know and need. That's all it is, guys, the little steps. If we all do that for the people we know and love, things can get easier and better for everyone. So, all right, guys, I am going to put on the dance, guys, the fucking dance, because these guys are rocking us out of here. All right. And we're going to put on some NFX because I know my girl Elle loves this. Let's go.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Get it, Grandpa. Get it, Grandpa. Get it, Grandpa. Get it, get it, get it. Ooh, look at this. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Unpredictable shit right there. Watch out, girl. Watch out. You might get injured. Oh, watch these guys.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth.
Yeah, Grandma.
I'm the same dude that got us come up from the basement.
Get it, Grandma.
100 weeks didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. We found a way to go and change, become an advocate. We're taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewers.
Up with the day, I'ma do shit my way.
So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up.
Oh yeah, this is the best one right here. This is the best
Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.